What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with some more Trails of Cold Steel 2. Last time, we started our stopover day here in Barryhard after the whole Duke Alberea situation, and we took care of these 6 bonding events that we had to do. Or that we could do, rather. But now we are done with all of those, so all that's left is to stop and... By the way, look how much this reflection... Like, this has gotta be some, like, really nice glass on the floor. Because, you can see the tiles are, like, perfectly reflecting what's on the ceiling. But anyways, Scarlet is resting here in the Alberea Mansion, so we're gonna go speak to her before heading back to the Courageous. Let's go say hi. A lot of rooms in this hallway. Oh. I knew it would be you. Did you come to listen to me whine and complain about you? I know you didn't want me to save you, but you don't have to hate me for it. I was just joking. I don't care what happens to me, whether I live or die or get executed as a terrorist, what happens, happens. Stop being so flippant about the whole thing. But you seem to be a little more cheerful than I was expecting you to be, I'm glad. Well, it sounds like you're doing alright at least, that's good. My only complaint is I wasn't allowed to ascend to heaven like I wanted to. But perhaps this is just how it was meant to be. I wish I could tell you. You said you used to be a sister, right? You mentioned something about training over in Arteria, too. I did, though that training was a long time ago. That really takes me back. So it wasn't a lie? Sorry, it wasn't that I didn't believe you, it's just... I'll have you know I grew up in one of the most pious families in the country, hard as that is to believe. I was so happy when I first was invited to join the church. I doubt you'd know, but the church is a fairly complex organization with plenty of divisions in it. The part I was invited to join was an organization called the Congregation for the Sacraments. So, that's, you know, Kevin, Wazzy, all of them. But if she was a sister, I assume she was probably more in, like, a role of training, like someone like Reese or Abbas. Well, not that Abbas is a sister, but more in the supporting role of one of the Gralsritter. They're a group full of immensely skilled people who take on some unique missions, to put it mildly. It made me happier than you can imagine to be recognized like people like that at such a young age. I didn't have any special abilities of my own, but I left home, trained my hardest, and eventually became a squire. Yeah, okay, so she was a squire. A squire, as in a kind of knight? I thought you said you became a sister. Unless you're saying the church has knights too, I'm getting confused now. Anyone would be in your position. Their image of the church begins and ends with priests and mass. As it was, my days in Arteria came to an abrupt end. Just before I went out on my first mission, I got word of what had happened. I hurried back to Erebony as fast as I could, but I was too late to do anything. Lady Scarlet, I think you should get some more rest. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you strain yourself. You really are a softie. If you want to hear the rest, you'll have to come back another time. So if you're interested... It's hard to imagine someone going from a sister to a terrorist, but that's just what happened. I'm still convinced that it would have been a waste for her to have died back there. I'm glad she seems to have calmed down for now. I'll have to come back another time to see how she's doing. Yeah, definitely. We'll just need to keep that in mind. I guess that's it, right? Yeah, Barryhard Airport. Alright, let's head out. Alright, well, that's gonna be it for this stopover day. Well, this is certainly a surprise. I never expected the master and lady to return on such short notice. It is a relief to know they're well. The children should be able to rest easy now. I don't know who you mean, but... Back to the Courageous we go, and I assume probably going to one of the next spirit shrines. To the Courageous. I could have just teleported over here, but it's nice to walk sometimes. Should I go back inside? I feel like there's still more to see here in Berryhard. Yep, let's go. Nah, I suppose I head back inside. I can sit and wait for the others to get back. Green! Toa, Angie. Looks like we caught you at just the right time. Were you planning to go inside too? Oh, hello. What's wrong? You all seem flustered. We got a message from the guys still inside the ship. They said something's happened over in Crossbell. Oh? Oh, is this going to be when the tree sprouts up? In Crossbell? We saw the city covered by a blue barrier from where Aurelia Fortress was, but if not, it's not that, I'm guessing. Believe it or not, it's something even weirder. We're planning to get a closer look at it. Would you mind grabbing everyone else still in town and bringing them back here? If it is the Azure tree, when it sprouted and everything, like, that's gotta be at the end of Azure. We'll be getting everything ready for liftoff in the meantime. Okay, I'll be back as soon as I can. I'll leave everything to you. Yeah, because I believe the whole Azure tree situation was settled in like a day. Rain quickly left to find his classmates. Once everyone was gathered at Berryhard Airport, they boarded the Courageous and promptly took off. Star pupil. S rank. Nice. With a tree the size of the Azure tree, though, you would think you'd be able to see it from anywhere in the country. Course to the east-northeast is clear. All hands remain vigilant. The ship's approaching maximum cruising speed. We should be getting close to the fortress soon. Please get in touch with the 4th Armored Division and Railway Military Police. Aye, aye, Captain. Oh my, I think I can see something in the distance. What the? I'm getting some very strange readings here. Oh, I can see Crossbell now. There seems to be something emitting light in the distance as well. What in the world is that? Yup, there it is. I don't know. That blue barrier that was surrounding the city before is gone. But now there's something even more unbelievable in its place. An Azure tree? Yeah, it looks like a tree to me too. It's got all those branches coming out of it. I don't think trees so vast even exist in legend, never mind reality. Yeah, there's something completely otherworldly about it. Do you know what it is, Celine? I wish I did. There's nothing like that in any of the clan's legends. Well, it's obviously related to Kia and, you know, the Croix family stuff. Just what is happening over in Crossbell? Well, now no one ever, well, in the West, no one has an excuse to say they don't know, because we now have those games localized. Oh boy. Let's see what they have to say.
高さにして2000アージュ以上。凄まじいの一言だな。
I'm amazed you can tell.
まさかあんなもんを拝める日が来るなんてな。やっぱり長生きはしてみるもんやで。あれこそ美の真髄。青きゼロの計画。人の執念の賜物というわけか。
The Azure Zero Project.
あちらは予定通りみたいですわね。我がマスターが手助けをして失敗などありえませんけど。
なるほど。結社の減塩計画とやらの片割れの産物ってわけか。あれに匹敵する代物をこっちでもぶちかまそうってんだな。
その通りよ。ゼロの巫女が権限させた人による奇跡の具現化。
Yep, Kia.
かの大樹の出現をもって計画の第二楽章もいよいよ終幕へと突入したわ。さあ、最後の準備に取り掛かるとしましょう。この物語が行き着く最高のフィナーレに向けて。
Story's finale, huh?
いよいよ大詰めみたいだが、深淵やカンパネルラの目論見通りに行くもんかね。
Oh, talking about Arianrod and Campanella. Since we know they were the two main people, you know, helping out over in Crossbell. Finally getting to see some Heimdallar stuff. Hello, Rufus. Excuse us, Lord Rufus. Well, this is General Le Guin and Brigadier General Bardius. I had thought you were still on the Western Front. Might I ask what brings you here? Do you even need to ask? First Rower, now Berryhard. The Eastern Front is collapsing as we speak. I see no reason for us to remain in the West any longer. I wouldn't go quite that far, General. As long as the West remains well protected, Heimdallar will not fall. As for Norsha and the elements which sided with Duke Alvarea, they could always abandon their neutrality. The war is still ours for the winning. That hasn't changed. An impressive analysis. By the way, would you happen to know anything about that vast tree that sprouted up in Crossbell? Is it even a tree to begin with? I haven't viewed it from up close, but the pictures were like nothing I'd ever seen. It could be completely harmless, but it's likely causing Erebonians in the east to be no shortage of anxiety just by being there. I quite agree, and that concerns me as well. Still, Duke Cayenne insists its appearance was planned. There should be nothing to fear. Really now. I was aware he was affiliating himself with some suspicious society of sorts. Could the two be related? What happens behind the scenes is of no concern to us, I suppose. We're warriors to live and fight on the battlefield. So, dear Chief of Staff, who is our next opponent to be? Getting right down to business, I see. I'd like for the two of you to defend the capital. Your opponents are to be the 3rd and 4th Armored Divisions who will be advancing upon it in the next few days. Is that so? What, so they're risking everything in an attempt to take back Heimdallr? That is what I predict will happen, yes. I think Craig the Red and One-Eyed Zex will prove to be enough entertainment for the two of you, wouldn't you agree? After all, only the best will do for the 2 strongest soldiers the provincial army has to offer. Alright, you win. You have my attention. The prospect alone has my blood boiling in anticipation. I concur. Very well, we shall do as you say. This is sure to be a clash for the ages. Oh god, they really are just battle hungry. Same time, under Valflame Palace. What do you mean under? Oh. Literally under. Alright, we got the Duke. We got young Cedric. And Altina. Obviously.
王城の地下にこんな空間があったなんて。
This is Olivia and Alfin's younger brother.
海援校、僕たちは一体どこに向かっているんですか？
そう不安そうなお顔をされるものではありません。我らが向かうのはヘイムダルのいや帝国の中枢にして力を司る場所。すべての終わりと始まりの場所です。
すべての終わりと始まり。
足元にお気をつけください。万が一踏み外せば致命傷は避けられぬかと。
やれやれ、いたずらに脅かすな。帝国の司法たる殿下を守るのもくぐつたる貴様の役目であろう。
失礼しました。そろそろ到着のようですね。
I mean, it's a pretty big platform. I don't think, even if you were to trip and fall from where he's standing, he's not going to immediately fall off. Well, so that's where she's been.
お待ちしておりましたわ。オペラ歌手のピーター・クロチルダさん？どうしてあなたがこんなところに？
いやあ、魔女殿。例の大樹とやらも無事に権限したようだな。
おかげさまで無事に見届けられました。あとはこちらの段取りを進めるだけですわ。
By the way, funny enough to mention now, but now that we know that she's part of Ouroboros, we did actually hear her voice before. When they were having the meeting at the end of, I believe it was at the end of Sky 3rd, when all of the Anguis were talking with the Grandmaster, she was one of the voices there.
ただし、くれぐれも。
分かっているとも。魔女の言いつけを破るほど私も愚かではないからな。
Yeah, Cayenne doesn't seem to be as dumb as Alvarea.
何の話をしてるんですか？どうして僕はこんなところに連れてこられて。
すぐにわかりますとも。おお、そうか。これが。
What are we looking at? Some kind of thing. Oh, is that a Divine Knight?
これってあそこに埋まっている赤いものって。何これ。
素晴 しい。これこそが千の武器を持つと謳われし伝説の魔人。大いなる力の一端にして250年前に大帝と聖女に封じられた真紅の最悪。赤のテスタロッサか。
Wait, Testarossa? Like the weapon that, what's her name? Shirley has? Isn't that the name of her sword? I think, anyway. Alright, touring Erebonia 4. I actually don't know how many days it took them to scale the Azure tree, so maybe it was more than one day. Oh, hey, Tobal. The Azure tree? That's the name of the bizarre tree that appeared in Crossbell, then? Yeah, I found it out from the guild branch over there. Things still seem to be tense over in that direction. No one's really sure what it's for or what it can do. Don't think it'll have any direct effect on Erebonia, though. Well, I suppose that's good news, sort of. Still, people on this side of the country are understandably feeling uneasy about it. Yeah, people have enough to worry about without a giant glowing tree sprouting out of nowhere. Anyone would start feeling nervous at the sight of such a thing. At least it should keep Calvert off our backs for a while, right? They're as clueless as we are on what that thing is, and they're not going to risk an attack before they know for sure. Exactly, in a sense, it's doing the same thing for us the barrier around Crossbell City did before it up and vanished. It's probably the best distraction Erebonia could ask for about now. Oh, is that what your bracer instincts are telling you? Doesn't take a bracer to think that, Eustace. If Calvert were to invade right now, while the war is going on. True, the situation we're under is plenty chaotic as it is. All we can do right now is keep doing what we always have and gather information. I'm sure we can do something to improve the situation here, but we don't know enough to decide what that something is. I'm with Gaius. Let's take a deep breath and do the best we can. That's the best attitude to have right now, too. One thing we could do is keep looking for other Thor students. We could always use more help, right? We still need more Zemurian ore, too. That's right, there's still more spirit shrines left to explore as well. Strangely enough, our best course of action is to simply continue what we've always done, albeit with renewed dedication. That works for me. Sounds like you got things covered in the east, which means all that's left for me is to wish you good luck. Take care of them, okay, Sarah? What else would I do? And you take care of yourself, too. Oh, boy. We wouldn't want anything to happen to you before you reunite with your dearest Carnelia, now would we? We just dropped that already. Anyway, keep it up, guys. I'll be in touch. Aw, there goes all my fun. What was that all about? Tobal's girlfriend? Did sound that way. For further details, please consult a certain famous novel about a lovable scamp. Now, it's certainly available in all bookstores. Oh, that's so funny because it is. The Carnelia book series. Poor Tobal. Anyway, we should probably get to work. The best place to start would be checking the latest request for Prince Oliver. Okay, 3. Alright, dangerous monster. Rosine! I wonder if after this she'd be willing to join. Okay, concert. Butler Klaus from Legram. A cause inside Lohengrin Castle. Okay. There's a request from Rosine about Keldic. Yeah, if we can, I'd love to help her out. Me too, it's the least we can do after all the market manager did for us. I'm in agreement. We should try to help her if time permits. Klaus also has something in mind for us, it would seem. That being said, I think it'd be best if I were to accompany you for the time being. I'd like to come along too, especially since we have spirit shrines to worry about. Of course, Celine will be coming with me. You'll need both of us to get through the shrines after all. really seems like we just need Celine at this point. Not to knock down Emma, but Celine's been the one opening the doors. That sounds fine by me, thanks. Alright then, let's go. Well, of course we're gonna need... Actually, let's start with Elliot, because we're gonna need Elliot for the request. Let's bring Alisa. Bring Gaius, and then let's bring Fee. Alright, well, we've still got some time left, so I think for the rest of this video, we'll just check in with everyone on the ship. But let's check what students we're looking for as well. Okay, so yeah, Rosine is going to join us after this. Bridget. Wind Orchestra. Staying in Barrierhard. Beryl. Oh, Beryl isn't... Yeah, she's with the Occult Society. She's around Ymir. Colette. Barrierhard. Rex. Aurochs Fort. Okay, I guess he's gonna join us now. Rosine, we know. Teresa, Barrierhard as well. Alright, cool. A lot of them are just in Barrierhard, so that's good to know. The Noble Alliance is really losing momentum here in the East. They're not wiped out just yet, but we should have enough leeway to explore the shrines without too much worry. Hopefully, but we don't know for how long. We've really got to get to work. Yep, just stay alert. I know you'll have Laura and Emma with you, but come see me if you need me. The Azure tree thingy's pretty nuts, huh? They're picking up readings from it all over the east side of the country, even in places that are really far from Crossbell. We shouldn't have to worry about it too much. Just stay focused on the shrines for now. Aye aye, Fee. The Azure tree's appearance is definitely spooky, but we can't let it stop us from doing what we have to do. We need to recenter our efforts on the spirit shrines and gather up all the students that are still waiting out there. If we're lucky, that'll help soothe the minds of some of the Erebonians who are freaking out about it too. In other words, let's just keep doing what we do best. Yeah, being a nuisance. It is kind of crazy to think about, and I've mentioned this a few times before, but if Kia had really wanted to, she really, like, just to take out Erebonia and Calvard, she could have just picked one and sent those 3 mechs that she was controlling. You could almost call them soldats. Like, she could have just sent all 3 of them to attack, you know, one of these countries, and I don't even think the combined effort of, like, if Reen and Crow were to work together with their Divine Knights, I doubt they would be enough to take them out. Alfred? Oh, wait. Alright. I understand Tobal's point about the tree's appearance being more of a help than a hindrance to Erebonia, but doesn't it seem far too convenient for it to appear just as the threat of an invasion from Calvard began to loom? Strange as it is, I think it really is just a coincidence. But let's leave Crossbell problems to Crossbell. We should focus on doing what we can for the people here in Erebonia. That tree sprung up out of the blue. Who can say whether it could disappear just as suddenly? You do have a point. I wish you the best of luck with gathering enough Zemurian ore. It may not seem like it now, but doing that is an important step in securing a peaceful future for Erebonia. Yeah, you gotta leave Crossbill's problems to Detective Lloyd Bannings for now, Reen. Maybe you'll meet him someday. If that tree's anything to go by, things must be wild over in Crossbell right now. We're going to have to brace ourselves. Things might get worse over here. But I guess it's a waste of energy to worry right now. We just have to gather up more crew members in case they do. Alright. Now that Father has been dealt with, we shouldn't need to worry about Berryheart for a while at least. I still need to give some thought as to what ought to be done after the war, though. Right. It may sound strange coming from me, but don't overthink it. Put it out of your mind and just focus on the task at hand. Don't lose sight of the present by focusing too much on the past or on the future. I know, I don't need you to tell me that. Having Father arrested is a burden off my shoulders. If nothing else, now all we can do is keep moving ahead. I'll say no more then. Seeing you all quiet and contemplative like this is just strange. Spare me your cheek. Well, it looks like Eustace is going to be just fine. Machias is right, though. We have to focus on the present. Alright, Laura's down in one of these rooms. And then these two are out here. The Azure tree's scary, but there's nothing we can do about it right now. We've got our own problems to take care of right now. Though, I'd like to keep helping out Kelvin, however, if I can, too. Where is it? Can we see it from here? I guess not. Maybe on the rear deck. The violent winds over eastern Erebonia are beginning to calm. But it feels as though it's just a momentary peace before a greater storm. What can we do in the face of that storm? I guess I'll have to figure that out before it's upon us. Well, I guess Lloyd and them did take a night to prepare for the assault on the Great Tree. Like, they didn't just fly over there immediately, if I'm remembering correctly. So it makes sense if it does take a couple days to deal with the tree. Or for the tree to disappear. So Laura should be in one of these rooms. In here? Oh, yep. Life for people in the Cruisin' province should begin to improve now that it's been removed from the war. I'm a pale imitation of my father, but I hope I did him proud. I don't intend to hang up my sword yet, though. I still want to join you as you explore the remaining spirit shrines. Alright, let's check in on everyone who's here. The Crossbell Guild branch is a pretty well staffed with high-ranking bracers, but they might have their work cut out for them this time. Well, considering one of their high-ranking bracers was an enemy, the Azure Tree looks like it's going to be a dangerous place even for fighters of their caliber. From what I hear, they've got some good connections in the city's law enforcement branch they can count on to help, though. Yeah, the SSS. Law enforcement, huh? Yep, over in Crossbell, they have a police force set up to handle stuff instead of provincial armies and such. A couple people from the police have made a real name for themselves in the past year and helped the guild a lot. Yeah, bannings. Anyway, right now, let's let the folks in Crossbell worry about themselves. You've got your own work to take care of. I suppose you're right. We still haven't finished our push into the spirit shrines, for one. Those people she mentioned sound interesting. I'd like the chance to meet them someday. I'm sure you'll meet the SSS someday, Reen. Everything gets connected, as we saw. You know, Lloyd ended up becoming friends with Estelle, so who's to say you won't become friends with them too? Now that everything in Berryheart has been resolved, we can finally get back to gathering Zemurian ore. Although that tree over in Crossbell isn't exactly putting my mind at ease. Yeah, still, that's a ways away. All we can do is focus on things here in Erebonia for now. We have to. That's right. If we can gather ore from the rest of the shrines, we should have enough to make Valmar's Tachi. I can't imagine the trials are going to be getting any easier, though. Even if they don't, I'm sure we'll be able to handle them. Especially with you on our side. We're counting on you. Thanks. Who else is left here? Okay, Milliam's in the game room. That tree thingy's looking pretty nuts. It should keep the Republic busy for a while, but that doesn't mean all our problems are solved. Even with Calvert out of the picture, it feels like this war is just about ready to hit its peak. Well, let's try and ignore that for now and find ourselves a Zemurian ore. Surprised she had nothing to say about Lecter, since we know at this point of the story, Lecter is in Crossbell. because it was him and Kilika that gave the SSS some info about everything. Alright, well, that's going to be it. So, next time we are going to head out and get started on finding some more students, handling these requests, and then, of course, heading over to the Spirit Shrine. So, that's going to be it, guys. Hope you'll enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.